Just check it out for yourself. Follow me.
What's going on, everybody? I hope you guys are having a great week. For all the ones that are getting ready to start to travel or have already started the traveling, I wish you guys well and safe travels, of course. This week is actually going to be a really fun one for me, and there's a great backstory behind all this because it actually ties to when I first got into the beard community. The gentleman we have on tonight is a very old friend that I've known for well over a decade now. But back in 2016 was the first time that I actually ever came to a beard comp. But as our fun beard fact, but the first time I ever heard about the community was all the way back in 2012. And the gentleman that I'm talking about was the first person that was the representation of that community to me. And it left an impact. We worked at the Haunts in Lexington together, a place called Scream Park. And he played the Mad Doctor. And it was fitting for him, especially with his beautiful mustache. But he was definitely a great representation for what it is. And as a matter of fact, my very first competition was at the one that's going on not this weekend, but next weekend at Bluegrass Beardon down in Richmond, Kentucky. So it's got a lot of sentimental value to me, and I'm excited to help be a part and do some great things. I'm going to go ahead and bring him on. I'm going to introduce Mr. Chris Davis, also known as Drizzle. How are you, sir?
I'm fine, and you?
Oh, another day in paradise. We are going to go ahead and kind of start moving through. Just go ahead and let you guys know. What's up, Yukon? Got some people that are going to pop in here. Yukon is from Beard Mob, Louisiana, is the captain down there. If you don't mind, I'm going to go ahead and make one more announcement so they can see what's going on. We are going to be doing a giveaway tonight for You Matter product, and in honor of our guest, I'm bringing out some Firehouse wax, a dark and a tacky, some of the best wax on the market. Got a You Matter magnet and You Matter hat, and maybe some stickers to throw in. The hashtag is going to be You Matter. If you look in the comment thread, you'll see it there. So let's go ahead and just get that rolling. So make sure you guys get that in. But let's jump right in with our guest as well. So you've been in the community for a long time. So like we were just saying, like, you know, we met back in 2012.
Yeah.
And you were just starting out in the community. Is that right?
Basically, yes. Yeah.
So like that's been ages ago. And I know that has to bring up some good old memories right there. So, man, it's been, I like, we were just talking about this before we went live. It's like, holy shit, did not realize that we've known each other that long. And we've fallen in and out of contact over the years, but you were my first representation to the beard community. And I know you were still kind of new to it then, but
yeah.
You know, it's, you were a good representation. And
thank you.
That's something that I've always kind of valued with you. So, but man, go ahead and tell your story. Like, how did you find the beard community?
A friend of mine, well, it started out with, I just got lazy and grew a big beard. And my friend looked at me and was like, hey, you should have a handlebar mustache. And I was like, okay. So I just shaved everything off and left the handlebar. And then, like, I found out that there was a beard competition going on at the Paddy Wagon, and that was the first ever beard on. And so I went to it, and I got first place. And after that, captain came up to me, and he was like, hey, if you show up to the next meeting, you're automatically in. And I'm like, okay. So I showed up to the next meeting, and that's how history started.
So was Beard N Loathing already a club when you came in, or?
Yes. They had only been a club for a little over a year. like I said, that was the very first Beardon that I showed up at.
That's kind of crazy looking back on it. Like, I didn't realize that Beard N Loathing had been around that long. I know
Yep.
that there was like Kentucky Beard Team or something like that at the time, and
I'm not for sure because they started in 2011. I don't know the exact month, but then I would have joined in. Back then, it was in April, I think. So I joined. Like it probably wasn't even a full year yet, but I joined around April of 12.
so to think about it, you've been doing this for all this time now.
Yeah.
You've you stayed pretty local for the most part. Like I know that work and the haunt season when let me tell you when September October starts rolling around, this man is nowhere to be found.
Nope.
You cannot find him anywhere unless you're going to a haunt.
Yeah.
So how did you get into the haunt world? Like, was that just something kind of just you stumbled into, or?
Well, I've always loved horror movies and stuff like that. I started out in high school setting up a scene outside my house. And so I did that for all throughout high school. And then when I got to college, a friend of mine told me had told me that they were doing auditions for Kentucky or Kings Island. And so their very first year of ever opening up a haunted house, I went and did auditions and got in there and basically have been addicted since.
I mean, you've worked at several different haunts all around the Kentucky area, and you've played several different roles. Like you were talking earlier, you played the Mad King at one
Yep.
time for Scream Park. When I met you, you were playing the Mad Doctor.
Yeah.
So, and you did that for a couple of years?
Oh, no, I've been Dr. Drizz since then.
Dr. Drizz since then. So you're still doing Dr. Drizz.
Yep.
So that's kind of wild. Like thinking back on it, we should have grabbed some pictures, but we're trying to get adjusted to the whole new setup. So thank you guys for tuning in. Leslie, hope you guys are having a safe trip up. Curtis, nice to see you, sir. Don't forget to use the hashtag #YouMatter for the drawing. We're going to go ahead and do that at the end of the show. But so your first competition was Beardon.
Yep. The very first one ever.
So how does it feel to know that now you're pretty much running, Beardon with the club? Like,
it's not just me running it.
Oh, I know that, but
I'm not gonna lie. The last year's Beardon was the smoothest running Beardon I have ever had. The team that we've got now have really stepped up, and like everyone takes their own thing, and like I didn't have to worry hardly at all last year at the Beardon. There wasn't any real big panic or anything like that. It was the smoothest one, and hopefully this year goes exactly the same.
So hopefully everything's been going pretty smooth because you're only a week away at this point.
Yeah.
Last year ran really well. It was definitely a fun competition, and you had a great crowd, Mr. Beard. So I'm hoping for good things too. It was Beardon has changed locations over the years. It started at the Paddy Wagon. I think Paddy Wagon was the first one that I was at in 2016, 2017. So, and now what's the name of the bar that you're at currently?
The Bourbon Barrel House.
That's
BBH.
Right. Now this place is pretty legit, and they give you kind of the whole back area for rent. Kind of give you free reign of the back area.
Yeah, it's real nice out there. The only thing we have to worry about is the occasional train, but other than that,
the occasional what?
Train, because there's train tracks run right by it. Captain only had to stop once last year because of the train, so that was fine.
I remember that now, actually. So, but man, I mean, it's kind of wild when you think about it. Like you started, your very first competition was at Beardon, and now, like obviously the whole club is putting this together, but now you're an instrumental part of that. That's got to be kind of a little surreal, at least a little bit.
Yeah, it is. I mean, just imagining from the start of it till now, it's a lot.
It is. Yeah. It's definitely one of those things that it takes an adjustment. A couple weekends ago, I ran my first competition.
It was fun. I enjoyed it.
Thank you. It was different. I learned very quickly that that is a whole different world, and it took me a little bit, but I was grateful to have Beard N Loathing out there to help represent you and Toast, to name a few. Like it was a lot of fun, and to see Kentucky kind of come together a little bit, because we're all a little spread out. People don't realize that Kentucky's actually a fairly large state, and it does take a lot to get around.
Mm-hmm.
So, how you doing, Mr. Vance? All right, guys, we've only got 6 so far on the hashtag here for You Matter. So make sure you guys get that in there, so you guys can win You Matter hat, some mustache wax. I know that Clink and Beard don't need the mustache wax, but a magnet. But you can always hand it out, even if you're a whaler. Just remember, no one really likes a whaler, but except for Shannon. Shannon's a different story. I don't know if you've ever met Shannon Clink and Beard, but man, we're gonna have to introduce you to a whole new world.
Yeah, that's the thing, is I'm not the most outgoing person, so I'm trying to work on that. Because there's a lot of people I see, and just I don't know, something I need to work on. I know,
man. Anytime you want to travel with us, we will take you. So, Haley, me and Haley have known you for a long time. Haley's already like, we can just, we can take Drizz if he wants to go with us to a competition sometime. We can just snatch you up.
Yeah.
So
sounds good.
Team No Stash. Here we go. Team No Stash. Here we go. See, all you got to do is just, start poking fun at whalers, and they all start rolling out, and it gets a little froggy.
We joked about one time having a whaler team up with a stash person and make it a combined category.
You should do that. So, but no, man, like this is in like, you guys have a great panel of judges coming in for this.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking at the panel. Who's emceeing the comp? I don't think that one's been announced yet.
That has not. As of right now, it's going to be Captain with a special guest. So,
okay, so we know at least Captain will be in there.
Yeah, that'll probably be the last one that's announced, because we've got 2 judges announced and 2 more coming.
Oh, no secrets?
Huh? You know a secret.
I know one of the secrets, but I can't. But that's not my secret to tell.
Yeah.
So, dude, I'm excited about next weekend. Like, this is one of the staples of Kentucky when it comes to the beard community, and it was a great fun last year. We had a lot of good representation out from all sorts of clubs from all over, including your sister club out in Nashville.
Yeah.
I never can pronounce their name.
Pognotrophic. Metropolitan Pognotrophic Society.
Yes.
There we go.
MPS.
I have to think about it before I say it.
Yeah, I mean, I love the name and I love the logos and whatnot, but like, it's a very long name. Every time I try to say it, I have to think about it for a brief moment.
Yeah.
Yep. ABM. So, man, honestly, like, going into next weekend, what is it you're looking forward to the most?
Well, okay, we've already announced him as a judge, but Stony Southpaw is actually coming out, and it's really good to see him. I haven't seen him in a few years, but you want to talk about old school bearding.
Yeah, Stony is one that he doesn't get out very often. I don't think I've seen him probably in 5 years.
Yeah, it's been a while for me. Captain was talking to him and asked him, and he said he'd be a judge, and I'm really excited about that. It would be really cool if we could get a bunch of the old school beard people to come out to the comp. Some of the people from like back when we used to have it at the Lexington chapter had it at Cosmic Charlie's and stuff like that. Back in the old days.
I would love to see that. And like, and you know, like there's a lot of people that I've been blessed to know over the time, and I can honestly say, like, seeing some of the old school, like getting to see Patrick Petty come out to a local comp last weekend, you know, the weekend for mine was mind blowing. I wasn't expecting to see Patrick.
Yeah, I think he said that it had been 4 years since he had competed locally.
I seen him last year in Pomeroy. He was up there as a judge, but he had his full beard. He had a full beard going on. So to see him to come out and just rocking the mustache, that monster of a mustache that he's got, and just having fun and using that as a warm up for Worlds, like that's one of those things that you just don't forget. You know.
Yeah, it was cool to see.
Yeah. It was a really good time to kind of see some of the old faces that come out, and that's something that people don't, like I said, people don't necessarily realize is Kentucky's got a strong beard community, especially in the old school side.
Yeah,
and kind of trying to drag them back out. What's up, Josh? Trying to drag them back out into the public to come and have some fun with us. You know, I'll tell you one that I've been trying to get to come out and hang out is Furby.
Yep.
Like,
we were talking about him the other day.
I've been fortunate enough to be able to, like, I can just call him if I need to, but you know, he's another one that's an old school guy that doesn't come out anymore. I was hoping to get him out for the BWB comp, but he had to work. So he's up in Louisville now. But there's so many like old school cats that come right out of this area that it would be amazing to see them get back into the community a little bit more.
Right.
And maybe with Beard on, like, I mean, you brought Stoney out, so I mean, it's very good possible we could get some old school cats.
That would be, I hope so. It would be really cool just to see a bunch of them again.
So going over the years, what do you think has been the most complicated part about running a competition?
Oh, it's always the day of, like, that's I'm not gonna lie. That's one thing the haunt has done for me, is because at the haunt there's so many problems and you have to handle them. So going into the beard comp, like, if a problem happens, I know how to pivot and handle stuff really quickly. But I'm not gonna, like, the minute I start at probably noon on Saturday, I will be a bundle of nerves until the comp is over.
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't get that stress until like, I had a little bit of stress before, but I didn't get the full extent of that stress until the day of.
Yep.
And I was just like, oh my God. I was like, now I see. Like, I was like, this is kind of wild. Like, when you start getting into it, and you know, the funny part is for me, I had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah.
You know, like, even with the stressor level, like, it still was enjoyable for me. So there's a lot of things I would definitely change, you know, about the way things run. But
every year you do it, there's going to be something you want to change for the next year. It's just, you can always improve it. Always.
So speaking on that, what's the change this year that you wanted over last year?
We're going to try and work the stage a little better. I think that's probably the biggest, because where the way the stage is set, one side's shorter than the other side. The raffle table is something we're going to work a little bit on. We do have a couple of extra vendors this year. So it's stuff like that, like little tweaks to try and make it run better. Things that we did last year that were like, oh, we've got to fix that for this year. I know that there was a problem with the violin situation. Or no, not the violin, the ukulele. Because some people were mad that like we're going to put up like signs this time that say, hey, if we draw 3 tickets and nobody claims it, then we'll put it up for auction. Because like we can't stand there and draw all day. But that's just something that I know that some people got aggravated with that last year, and I think some of it was more the bar patrons who bought tickets as opposed to the people in the Beard On. But we pivot quickly in it, and now we learn from it. And
so speaking of raffle tables, like I know last year you guys had a decent table out, silent auction. Like, are you guys doubling down this year and doing more, or?
So far, like this year, the donations have been less. We've had a lot of people giving, and I don't know why, but some of our members are out like every week, basically going back and re-hitting them and saying, hey, have you thought about this, and that sort of stuff. So George and Don have been really good at going out and hitting people up. I just dropped them off some more flyers yesterday, so that way they could. Well, I dropped them off to Lauren to get to them, but so that way we could get out there and try and hit some more people.
So I mean, I'm still expecting it to be a good turnout. I'm expecting the raffle table is always going to be good. It's always nice because you guys are always able to kind of touch into the local market and be able to pull in some pretty cool stuff.
Yeah.
I think this year is going to be good. Now I'm loving the judges like Stoney, Miss Sandy Jones. Excuse me. Like, I don't know. I know one of the other judges. I don't know who the other one is. I'm still waiting on surprises too, guys.
Yeah.
So, but it's always a good time, and I'm glad that, you know, to me it's kind of become a tradition. And it's always right around my birthday. Last year it was on my birthday. This year it's the day before. Yeah. So the only difference is this year is my position in the comp. So because you guys added new categories this year. No, I'm pretty sure. Or did you not have? I don't think you guys had full beard style stash last year, did you?
Yeah, we've had. I'm not gonna lie. When I go and do that, I just copy and paste from the year before. So
that's fair.
I pull up the Facebook event page from last year and just copy everything and paste it over. It makes it way easier on
me. Since we talked about like what's been the easiest part, you know, on the transitions, what's definitely been the struggle, like from year over year? Like there's always at least one struggle, you know, that even as many times as you change, there's always at least one struggle that always seems to kind of continue going forward.
Well, a lot of things is the biggest struggle is losing members, I think, because like we'll have a situation where somebody will be there and then something happens along the way and they fall off, or they're just out of town that weekend, you know, like. I'm not for sure if Eric Seaman will be there because that's his shift day. He's trying to get it off, but I don't know if he can or not. So just like stuff like that, not having someone who has been there forever and knows how to do it, and then having to replace that's probably the biggest struggle.
Yeah, I mean, and Beard N Loathing has went through a lot of different growth, and you know, you guys have lost people, gained people over the years. It seems like you've got a pretty good squad now, and I know you guys are a little more laid back, but you guys are always doing stuff with the community. You just don't shout it to the rooftops like some.
Yeah.
But I love the group. I had the opportunity to go and sit down with the club. It's probably been 4 months ago now.
Yeah.
And sit down at a local bar and have a drink with everybody, and it was a lot of fun just kind of getting to know some of the club members, because like, you know, I knew you, I knew Toast, and I knew Seaman, of course, but like some of the ones I had never seen before, and getting to know some of the ladies and gentlemen that are a part of the club is it was nice.
And technically, you've given one of our newer members their nickname, so.
Did I? I did, didn't I?
Yep, it's sticking. So that's
what was it? I gave it to him at the bar.
Slappy.
What is it?
Slappy.
Slappy.
Yep.
I apologize. I didn't realize that was going to stick.
Yep, it did stick. So when we get his dog tags made, that'll be what's on them.
Oh, that's great. So I know you guys are also changing up how you wear your colors, your flag, and everything now too, because we talked about that then. You guys went to shirts instead of vests, right?
Yes. We're doing work shirts now. We are in the process of getting them made, but hopefully we're hoping that we will have them before the competition. We won't have so basically we're doing work shirt, and then we made patches, and the patches are going to go onto the back of the work shirt, just like square patches that are screen printed. And then we're going to have the same, we're going to have kind of the titles on front like we did, but different style patches and stuff. Hopefully we'll have the screen printed patches back before the competition. So
that sounds pretty cool. I am actually kind of excited to see that. So
yeah, just
like I was saying earlier, is like I almost joined it. Like I didn't get into that part, but I almost joined Beard N Loathing back in 2017. Sorry. It was Patrick White Crayons that from Mad Viking, Kentucky, that he ended up sitting down with me at that comp for 2 hours and changed my mind.
See, that's the thing, is because we're busy running the comp, so other teams can come steal our potentials.
So, but I was thinking about that the other day. It was like, wow, I almost joined Beard N Loathing, and not that I don't have any regrets on where I went, but
yeah,
it's kind of funny to think about. Like I came there with the intent of kind of looking at Beard N Loathing and was going to talk to you, and then Patrick kind of stole me away and went from there. So, yeah. But he was good at that. So
as long as you found somewhere that you love, that's all that matters.
Oh yeah. This community is what matters, and honestly, the things that we do in this community it's great. And I have fallen in love with this community and the people in it, because it's nice to know that there's people out here that want to do good shit. So remember, guys, we got this going on. I think we only got 10 in the raffle, and 5 of those don't count because it was my dumb ass for making comments on there. So let's share this out. Let's get these in. Got some You Matter swag to give away. So one of the last questions I always ask everybody when it comes to just having them on the show, and I've kind of gotten away from it a little bit, but I got to ask you, just because I've known you for years, and there's a lot of stories that I can think of, but I'm gonna let you tell it. What's a funny moment or an embarrassing moment that you've experienced? Or even a guilty pleasure. You can give one of your guilty pleasures.
Well, how about one of the most moving moments? Okay, so we had because we would go on retreats every year to Gatlinburg. That stopped during COVID, and we're hopefully trying to get it back soon. But back when we had our vests and stuff, we were out at Fuddruckers, just sitting there eating, and this guy walks over with a bag full of cookies, and he was like, "Hey, I saw your guys' vests and decided to look you up, and decided to look you up, and he said the first thing that popped up was your guys' work with Special Olympics, and he was like, my daughter is special needs, and I just wanted to say thank you, and had bought us a big bag of cookies. And it's funny to hear Captain tell the story, because Captain said he would not look at me because he knew I would be crying, and then he would start crying. And so that was it's just one of my favorite stories.
That's a feel good one. I like that.
Exactly. Yeah. It's one of my favorite memories ever about the whole situation, about everything. And it's just, yeah, just to know that like somewhere we were just in the middle of Gatlinburg, just having fun, and still made an impact there for somebody.
It's I gotta ask, because like I know you style your mustache up. I know you don't really leave the house much anymore, just because you work from home. But do you get stopped everywhere you go?
No, I usually get a lot of nice mustaches, but I don't get stopped. I do get stopped. So Seaman and I went to BW3's to eat the other day before going to see the Mario movie. And so, of course, we were dressed as Mario and Luigi. And walking out of BW3's, we had two people stop us to take pictures. And we're like, we're trying to make the movie. We got to go. But, yeah. I do get a lot of like waiters. Or the main thing is my mustache guard. Everybody asks me, where did you get that? My Mo guard. And I always have to tell them, they're like, what is that for? And I get that a ton.
I need a mustache guard. That's always that is a necessity that I have yet to get my hands on. And
once you use one, you will never stop.
Yeah, it's on my list. I keep forgetting to order one. I think the biggest thing is just finding one that I like. So, but it is on my list, because when you get mustache, like you got a mustache like yours, and mine is thick, not as long as yours, but it becomes a challenge.
Yep.
So, what's up, guys? Mike, nice seeing you, sir. Nick, always fun to see you pop in. Don't forget, guys, the hashtag you matter, and that way we can go ahead and start working on a drawing. I think we have 11, so we're a little slow tonight. Let's see if we can get a few more pushed in there. Man, it's been crazy the last couple of years, and I'm very grateful that we were able to reconnect. We've been working on this project called the Kentucky Whisker Society, and that's the reason I was down meeting with Beard N Loathing, was bringing the pillars of the community and in Kentucky and the beard community together to work and expand resources. And we've got some projects that we want to get done. And you talk about Special Olympics being one of them. Hopefully I have some updates on that in the next few weeks. And I'm rather excited to talk about that one once everything kind of gets rolling. And I know that you guys do, of course, the polar plunge every year. We joined you guys this year in doing the polar plunge. How'd
you like it?
Do what?
How'd you like it?
I didn't mind it.
Oh, well.
Everybody else complained. I actually enjoy that kind of stuff. Like, it was cold and I bruised my tailbone. I'm a little big, so I sink like an anchor to the bottom of that pool.
Yeah.
But it was fun, and using and utilizing just competition and whatnot to raise money for the Special Olympics was a blast. And you guys have been doing this for years.
Yeah.
And it's very gratifying, and I was very flattered with the way it kind of played out, and I'm excited to do it again next year. Now, the one that I'm really excited about starts on the 19th of the fundraising starts on the 19th of this month. The truck pull.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is Beard N Loathing going to join in on the truck pull?
I don't know for sure. That's when a lot of us start to hit vacations and stuff. So we've got to look into it and see Like we've been focused on the comp. So
Well, I know Eric is probably going to end up doing it for the fire department,
yeah.
but I'm trying to get a bunch of beardos out there to take that title. So we'll get it together. But all right, man. Do you have anything else you want to add about the Beardon before we kind of start wrapping up here? Or?
I just hope everybody comes out. Our competition runs quick, so everybody can hang out after.
Yeah, the guys actually run really smooth. Like I think you're starting at 6 and usually done by 9. So
yeah,
it's a really easy move. It's definitely worth the time. Oh, there you go. Kyle's confirmed. So,
yep.
But all right, man. Well, if you want, I'm gonna kick you to the back.
Okay.
Yeah, Aaron and Natalie are bummed.
Yeah, it sucks, but we understand. Like did not check. I checked local stuff, but forgot to check about Worlds when we planned ours. So
yeah, I mean it's understandable. We'll miss you guys, Aaron, Natalie, but we'll be able to do some good things.
Yeah, Worlds is very important. So yeah.
You ever had any aspirations to go to Worlds?
No, I just that's a lot of traveling. So
the hermit.
Yeah.
So, Nationals is it's in Daytona this year, so it's really not that bad.
That wouldn't be too. It depends on because see, you got to think. It's not so much that I'm a hermit. It's just I've got so much stuff going on. Because like between the haunt, like we have a special event at the haunt a week after our competition. So
that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's just between all that sort of stuff. I'm constantly busy. I don't have a free weekend until like probably December.
So understandable, man. Definitely, that's something that I'm going. I want to go to nationals this year, and I'm going to wait for 2025 when Worlds is, in the States again. So I expect to see you at least at Worlds when it's here.
Where's it supposed to be at? I can't remember. I voted, but I can't remember.
Pittsburgh, PA.
Pittsburgh.
I think it's Pittsburgh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Somebody will correct me in the comments, but I'm pretty sure it's Pittsburgh because I think Mad Viking is the one that won the bid on that one for the Worlds in 2025.
That may be one that I could make. I've been there. That's why I'm going on vacation this year is Pennsylvania. So
why?
Hershey Park and Kennywood Park. We're taking my niece to ride roller coasters.
Yep. Pittsburgh is a yes. There we go. Mike, thank you, sir. From depending on what part of Pennsylvania you're in, if you're more in the northeastern, or you can it's only a few hour drive to Niagara Falls. Just gonna put that out there.
Niagara Falls.
Been there twice now, so it's worth it. Yeah. Both times I was coming through, I was I crossed through PA to get there. So, but it's worth it if you get a chance. That's a good one to go to if you've never been there. It's a bucket list. So, but all right, man, I'm gonna throw you to the back. We're gonna do a wrap up, and then we can talk a little bit after if you want. So, all right, thanks, Drizz.
Thank you for having me.
No, not a problem, man. All right, guys. We still need a little bit more to make this worth time. Right now, I got 12, and bear with me. I'm still learning some tools here, running solo tonight. So I'm trying to get used to doing some of this for myself. Usually I got Andrew to help me in the background, but it's all right. We'll get through it. So jumping in for the cleanup, guys, don't forget Boston Scully. We always have the deal going on with Boston Scully. 15% off, use Bearded Rook to get you into your product. And we've got some really cool stuff. They got some really cool stuff coming out for the summer. A lot of summer hats, I know, because I need to actually get myself a summer hat because it's getting hot out here. So another big shout out is to Death Grip from Vintage Grooming. It's one of my favorite mustache waxes to use. And honestly, I've been really hyped on the balm and the oils as of late. If you get a chance, definitely take a look at Vintage Grooming. Their products are always really solid. If you are looking for something to get into this weekend, and I know that the Appalachian Beard Fest is going on, but if you're not able to make it out there, you could probably find something to do in the community on thebeardcalendar.com over the weekend. Just about anywhere, man. There's always something going on. You can definitely take a look and find something to go with there. Like I said, Appalachian Beard Fest going on part 2 this weekend in Gent, West Virginia, hosted by Bearded Sinners, Pennsylvania, and Beard Mob, West Virginia, sponsored by Mad Viking, and it is an FHL comp. Guys, they have put a lot of work, and it has been phenomenal to see some of the things they've got lined up for this competition. Last year, they had a smashing success. This year, they're looking to double down and do it again. If you guys get a chance, please make it out this weekend. Gent, West Virginia, it looks like a lot of fun. I unfortunately not sure if we're going to be able to make it, but our plan is if we can, we will. So hopefully, maybe you'll see us there. See what happens. Moving forward, the following weekend, as we were just talking with Mr. Drizzle himself, Bluegrass Beardon going on in Richmond, Kentucky. They've been doing this every year. They have always put on a good show, and it is always a good time, and it's very relaxed. That's something that I really enjoy about their competition is it's just a very chill atmosphere. Everybody's just there to have fun and communicate and hang out. So if you guys aren't doing anything, June the 10th in Richmond, Kentucky, it's going to be a blast. If you have any questions, you're more than welcome to reach out to myself, or you can reach out to Beard N Loathing on their event page, and they can answer anything that you need to know. Going into July, we have the Hoosier Beard Alliance, the Charity Bowling Bash. I think they're still looking for some sponsors. If you guys get a chance, definitely jump in there. They got some lane sponsorships. I know Bearded Hero just picked up one. July the 14th in Jasper, Indiana. Though that me and Haley will definitely be at to have some fun. It's not a beard competition, but it's worth the time going. We'll get somebody on the show. Maybe I'll grab up Wayne or Corey and Chris, and we can talk about the bowling bash coming up and everything that's going on there. So keep an eye out for that, guys. August 12th, Bearded Theater, Beard Mob, Indiana, at the historic Crump Theater going on, and it is going to be a blast. This is the first time an event like this is being held in the theater, and I've seen some of the work and seen the insides. It looks amazing. I would definitely suggest it. If you can mark anything else on your calendar for the month of August, this is the competition you definitely want to get it to. Bearded Theater is going to be an absolute blast. And just wait, there's some pretty cool announcements that are going to be coming up with that one. So keep that in mind. Moving into September, we have the Music City Moonshine Classic put on by Beard Mob, Tennessee, September the 9th. Like Appalachian Beard Fest, they did this last year, and it was a very big success, and they have doubled down, and they are going to do even more going into this competition. We'll have, of course, Mr. Scott Turner on to talk about this at a later point. Maybe we'll even see if we can grab up ABR again, Amputee Blade Runners, and we can do some talking there. And that way we can kind of get some details and some history after the competition from last year. So it's definitely going to be worth the time, guys. Keep that in mind. I am going to run the competition offline because I don't know if this is actually going to pull across the screen, but I will run it. Mr. Stevie Vance, I don't know if you guys can see that. Please tell me if you guys seen that or not. Let me get some feedback in the comment. And we will, I will reach out with Mr. Vance and get him some product. Thank you for letting me know, Haley. Still trying to figure out some of the details here, but we'll get that worked out. Mr. Steve Vance is the one who won, and sorry about that, guys, but we'll get that part worked out. So, Mr. Steve Vance, I will find a way to make sure we get this stuff to you, and I'll reach out directly, and we'll go from there. Other than that, guys, that's going to be the show tonight. Short, sweet. Hope you guys had fun. Just wait. We got some cool guests coming up for the summer. So without any further ado, I hope you guys have a great rest of the night. And as always, leave things better than how you found it. And always leave a legacy. Good night.